What's up, guys? Yes, another video. I've been very busy, to say the least. Production is getting back to New York City pretty regularly, which is good. So that's been keeping me busy with doing shoots. Thank goodness I've been booking some TV commercials and just photo shoots. So that's been really, really nice. And what else? Normally, it's 7:30 in the morning right now. The sun is slowly coming up. Normally, I shoot these videos in like the late afternoon, early to late afternoon, but I've been up since 5 this morning. This is kind of like the only time that I can actually do this. Because my day has just been packed with like things here and there. Like for example, last Sunday, I was shooting something in New Jersey for a vaping company. So I was in a beautiful location, which brings up, I was wearing the 45 85s for the shoot. And I have them here, as you can see. And I've also this week been taking the dogs to the park. So in New York City, you can have your dogs off leash before 9 a.m. and after 9 p.m. And so I will wear these to take them to the park because they have the lug sole, and it's just, the grass is wet. There's dew in the morning on the morning grass, and also some dew. I've actually stepped in it, I think. That's why I'm not really handling these that well. They were outside my door, but I just wanted to show you guys them. Oh, because I wanted to bring up. So here, this part here, the heel counter has been digging into my, I don't know if for those of you who own or want to own, just a heads up, I've had these for a while, been wearing them, and that heel counter has been digging into my Achilles. It still hasn't really softened that much. I don't know if any of you who own them have that issue, but that's kind of like the downside of this heel counter and having that. As you can kind of see where that kind of dents in there. It's not very comfortable, especially like walking and hiking and all that. You're just like, ugh, a little irritation. So that's kind of annoying about that particular boot. But anyway, so yeah, you can have your dogs off leash before 9 a.m. so they run free after 9 p.m. But I don't want to be in a New York City park after 9 p.m. I rarely want to be there before 9 a.m. I really want to be up unless I'm getting paid and being on a set. I'd rather be in bed, to be honest with you. But I should show you guys. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. I don't want to disturb him, but he's too cute. Here, hold on 1 second. So you guys, this is Casper. So look at this little face. Oh, this is so adorable. So he is 10 months old, and we are fostering him. He's, I think, terrier mix. So like yesterday was his first day here, and it was a madhouse. The dogs were playing, and it was like ridiculous. So he did well last night sleeping in his crate, and we'll see when the dogs come back. They're at the park right now. It's going to be chaotic. That's kind of why I want to shoot this right now, this video, so that you can hear me and you won't hear dogs barking. But I'm going to put him back. He's available to be adopted, and he's just the cutest thing. Yeah, I know. He's very feisty. All right, I'm going to put him back. Okay, back to what we're talking about. Today I'm wearing the 2966 Engineers in the Black Klondike, and like I've said in the past, I've been wearing a lot of slip-ons or pull-ons because I'm in and out, and I'm not wearing boots like I normally did for a full 8 to 10 hours. So it's like walk the dogs, take the boots off, So it's just easier to have something that's a pull-on versus like having to, lace up to walk the dog who has to really use the bathroom. So that's why you've seen me in a lot of Pecos and a lot of ropers, just because it's an easy in and out of the boot. And then, you know, I'm not in the boots as I have been in the past. So breaking in a boot is kind of like, I just have to go for a long, long walk, which I've done on the weekends. Okay, what else are we talking about? Very excited to be back with you guys. I like all this stuff going on in my checklist, my mental checklist. Okay, so, the reason you are here is because we are talking about the Beckman versus the Blacksmith OG. The Beckman versus the Blacksmith OG. And good news about the Beckman is that it is going to come back. It will make a comeback. It's going to have this sole on it. So I sent my 9014s out for a resole, and it came back with the new sole that all the Beckmans will have. The thing about the Beckman when it comes back is it's going to be on a different last. So it's going to be more true to size. So when you see it return, when it does make its glorious return, I would not buy the size that you originally were sized. I think it's going to be closer to how the Williston was sized, which the Williston was closer to true to size. So you're probably better off going into a Red Wing store and getting measured when the Beckman returns. But I'm very excited that it's coming back because this boot, as you all know, how beautiful, and it's close to the ultimate boot. These guys are, you know, neck and neck. So that's why we're doing the comparison between the Beckman and the OG Blacksmith. And to be honest with you, they're pretty much the same boot. So that's it. Goodbye. There are some minor details. So let's take a closer look at the Beckman and the OG Blacksmith. OG Blacksmith. This is the 9161, and then I have the 9014 Beckman in the black Featherstone leather. So these, as I mentioned, I sent these out for a resole. They went back to Minnesota. This is the new Vibram sole that will be on the future Blacksmith that will come out. They will be, so for example, I believe this is a 9014, but the new Blacksmith will be called, I think, 9414, I believe, when they do return. I just thought of something. I have a Blacksmith here that you can find in stores online with the Vibram mini lug, but let me grab an old Blacksmith for you guys to look at. An old Beckman for you guys to look at in comparison. I shall return. Okay, so I just want to show you. I have the 9014 here, and then I pulled out the 9016 in cigar Featherstone. To show you the difference between the sole. Now, unfortunately, this one is dirty because it's been worn quite a bit, and this one is brand new, so there's that difference. But the makeup of this one is different. So this has this Vibram has a more rubber, softer than this one. This is a bit harder composite than this one. And then also you'll see they have the Vibram logo on the new Beckmans when they return. So that's the difference. But you can just feel the difference in the makeup of these two soles. So that you'll tell when they return. And I'm wondering if there's, no, not really. I was wondering if there's a difference in any of the length of the teeth, what I call the teeth, but there's not. It's still the same. But I know when they came back and I walked into Red Wing, I didn't even know they had sent them back. And I looked at them and I thought, ooh, they look good. They look really good. And I posted on Instagram. I sent a photo out there because I was really pleased with how they look. And I put them on while I was in the store, and then I thought I would probably give these to my dad because he would fit these. And since they have a new sole, he can, break them in and do whatever damage he wants on the new outsole. But I thought about possibly maybe sending these to him. Well, if he wants them, we'll see. He may not want them. What I will say, going to let's do a shootout between the two of these two boots. Let me zoom out some. So the biggest difference that you'll find besides the outsole on the two boots is the leathers. So the leather on the OG Blacksmith is thinner than what's on the Beckman. So the Beckman is a featherstone leather, which is a pretty high quality leather. It's very thick leather, and it, in most cases, takes much longer to break in than the Blacksmith, than any of the Blacksmiths out there. So that's one of the biggest differences. But if you were looking honestly at these boots, the makeup of these boots, it's really just the outsole that's the difference, because both of these boots have the enamel hardware. They are leather lined. They have the same piping across the top. That's same piping. They both have that beautiful triple stitch. Oh, I missed you guys. Triple stitch. They have the same heel counter on the boot. It's just this outsole, which is different. They have the cork, natural cork, Rochia, Vibram, and the leather, which makes up the boot. That's honestly the only difference. That's why I was kind of joking around earlier. We're just like, they're the same, because they're darn close. When I have an audition, if I have a fitting, I will normally wear the 9161 because it's just it's a plain boot, and it goes with a lot. And I've worn these on several shoots. This particular boot on several shoots because stylists will look and they're like, "Oh, I like your boots. They're nice. They're there's nothing. Not unlike the Iron Ranger that has the cap toe, which can turn some people off, and it's not something that it limits the iron. It limits how far that boot can go when you have a cap toe. So just like a simple plain boot like this, super versatile, and that's why I will normally wear this particular boot for auditions. I wore this boot here. I did a shoot for Spotify, and I wore this one. The stylist liked it. This one as well is quite versatile, the Beckman. I think possibly this Vibram, this commando sole can kind of maybe limit it. But as far as, again, it's just like great color. There's nothing crazy going on the top, no crazy stitching. So that is another boot which, it's probably also the colorway. This being like a beautiful brown color, I think helps when I'm on the set or going to a fitting where stylists will say, "Oh, that's a good looking boot. You can wear that," or they'll say, "Bring that boot to the shoot with you." That's something else that I will say about the Beckman, but I think it's mostly color in this case. Now, the Blacksmith, this Blacksmith, the new version, which you can find online and at stores, this is in the Briar, this is the 3340. So you'll see the change where they added speed hooks to the boot, brass hardware, and then they have the Vibra Mini Lug for traction, and it's no longer leather lined. Oops, it's no longer leather lined. It's canvas lined. So the new generation of the Blacksmith, if you break it down, it's like big changes. Speed hook. You can change out the hardware. So that's actually a good point. Okay, so let's go back to that. If you wanted to have this boot closer, if you wanted the new Blacksmith, the new generation, closer to the old generation, that's 100% doable. You can change the hardware and have enamel hardware placed in, and you can have nitrile cork placed on the newer Blacksmith. So the only thing you can't do is it will still be fabric lined, which is fine. But you can get this one closer to the OG Blacksmith. The Blacksmith is just a great boot, all-around boot. I was in Red Wing yesterday, and there was a guy, he had on the 1907s he was trying on, and then on the other foot he had on the 3343s. And I'm looking at the 3343s, and I thought, that's just such a good look. I don't own those, and it's so a good looking boot. And if I had on a 1907 on one foot and the 3343s on the other, I'm going with the 3343s all day. It's just so much more versatile, and the leather's nice. So it's like, for me, it was a no-brainer. He couldn't decide, and he left. He walked out of the store without either. But for me, it's a no-brainer to go with the Blacksmith versus a mock toe. It's just, you can wear the Blacksmith, you can dress it up, dress it down. It's just, anytime someone asks me, for example, when I was on set, I was wearing the 4585s, and the guy was like, I really like your boots. I was like, oh, thank you. And I started talking to him about Red Wing boots. And I said, if you need like a good, like all-around boot, I said, look at the Blacksmith. And he said, okay. And he took down, he's like, I don't know if he put it in his phone, but you know, it doesn't have like a lug sole. It has mini and no cap toe. The leathers it comes in are great. It's the Black Prairie, which is great, Briar, Copper Rough and Tough, Charcoal, all just fantastic leathers. Hawthorne if you're in Europe. So why not have a Blacksmith? Most people, so if someone owns a Red Wing and in their collection, they will most likely have an Iron Ranger, or they will have a mock toe, some kind of like, they'll have either the 875 or the 1907. Those are probably, there's a good percentage that you're like, you own a Red Wing boot, Iron Ranger, probably it could be the 8111. And if it's a mock toe, it's the 875 or it's the 1907. I think if you're gonna add a third boot, it should be the Blacksmith, 100%. You cannot go wrong with the Blacksmith. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to sell it to you. Yeah, you just can't go wrong with this, man. And this one I've worn a lot. You can see like the sole's got that, you know, got that curve on it. Got that curve. Got that curve, girl. You got that curves. Yeah, I adore the Blacksmith, man. This the 9161. I have a shoot. I'm booked Monday and Tuesday, and I'm probably gonna wear these to set. If not this one, then the one that's behind me. Actually, let me grab those. I pulled them out of the box and I'm eyeing them. Like, I haven't really worn these yet. Like, I think I just wore them just a little bit for like an on feet, but maybe I'll take these to set. Give these a nice little break in. These are what are these called here? The 2962s. Yeah, perhaps I'll wear these. Get these all banged up. Nice little break in. Get them wet. Okay, so yeah. I hope you guys learned something. Enjoyed the shootout between the OG Blacksmith and the Beckman. Yeah, that's good stuff. I need to wear it. Like, if we weren't in this darn pandemic where we're stuck inside, I would be wearing some more lace-up boots instead of my slip-on situation that's been going on. Actually, pull-on, not slip-on. Pull-on situation that's been going on. All right, that's enough. Okay, let's do an on-feet comparison. Here is an on-feet comparison of the two. I have on my right foot the Beckman 9014 in the black featherstone leather, and on my left foot I have the 9161 OG Blacksmith in the brown boomer. This leather here, I've actually grown to really like the brown boomer. I've applied probably 4 coats of boot oil to this, which gives it a nice looking color, and this is very, very close to the amber harness leather. So it's honestly like the same family as the amber harness leather. So just a non-feet comparison. This Beckman has a brand new Rochia Vibram sole on it. So the leather itself all around is completely broken in because I've had these for quite some time, but just that new sole on there. And the cork, which I've worn and completely broken in, the 9161, definitely is softer and has that softer heel impact than the Rochia at this point, because it is brand new. But just want to give you guys a look at both so you can see the comparison. The Beckman has, they are featherstone leathers, which is Red Wing's dress leather. So it does have like a slight bit of a shine to it. And then the OG Blacksmith were leathers that were, I wouldn't necessarily say they were dress leathers. The Copper Worksmith, the black, the Gaucho, was it Gaucho maybe? I wouldn't necessarily call those dress leathers. And the OG ones they had. The charcoal, I think, yeah, there's a charcoal, so definitely not a dress leather. But profiles, what do you guys think of them? So you see the profile on feet of the soles. You find one more attractive than the other, one slimmer than the other. I can tell you that this sole here, for me, on a subway platform, is slippery. I will say that. I know some people were like, "Oh, the change the nitrile cork off of their Iron Rangers for the Vibram mini lug," but the only time I've ever slipped on with a nitrile cork is on wet grass. That's the only time I've ever slipped on that. Other than that, it's pretty reliable. But there you have it, guys. The on feet between the OG Blacksmith and the Beckman. Okay, so that is the comparison of the Beckman and the OG Blacksmith. Thank you so much for watching. Before we depart, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, once I have like three boots out right now for a resole. When I get those back, I'll do a review or just a video on my entire collection, which I'm kind of dreading because there's a lot of boots. And then once I do that, we get the final number, the total. Then I'm actually gonna put some boots up for sale because there's a lot and I know there's too many. And there's some that I just don't wear and never get around to wearing. And it's unfair that maybe someone out there really wanted that boot and just missed out on it. So I'll put it up for sale. The only bummer is that my boots are going to be, I'm the sample size, so it's mostly 9s. And most of the boots that I'm going to get rid of are going to be mock toes because I just don't really wear mock toes. So I do have a couple of 9.5s. And then I have like a 9E, which fits kind of like 9.5, 10. So, there's some variations there. So I'll give you all the heads up before, and they will be up on a website. You guys can the thing is, I'm gonna take photos of all the boots, and so look out for that. But I'll definitely give you guys a heads up within time to sort that out. But because I just have too many, that's ridiculous, and I keep adding more and more, like with the ropers and this and that. Oh, I just had a thought. Okay. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Okay. Whoa, drop that boot. In the next few days, perhaps I have to do a hat review coming up, and I have to do another thing. So, but I'm going to do a review on. Yeah. So I've had these for a while, and I don't want to wear them or put them on without like a proper unboxing and review and all the first impressions on that. So that's something as well that's coming. Okay, so let me pick up this boot. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get more videos out there. It's just been a bit crazy with everything, and yes, thank you so much for watching, and be a boot.